Welcome to In the Background of Life with Kelly Ramsey, the podcast that invites you to sit down in a cozy living space, sipping a cup of tea while we embark on a captivating journey about our intentional narratives in our lives. I'm Kelly Ramsey, and this podcast is your warm space to unravel the stories woven into everyday moments. It's a tapestry crafted with intention and purpose. So grab your favorite cup of tea, settle in, and let's explore the unnoticed details that contribute to the intentional design of the world around us. Together, we'll celebrate the beauty in the threads that make life extraordinary. Hi, welcome back. I am excited to continue our conversation today. This is Kelly Ramsey, the founder of Developing People Incorporated, and your host for In the Background of Life with Kelly Ramsey. So today we're going to be continuing our conversation about creating a vision board for your life goals. And today we're diving back into the powerful tool that has helped so many people, including myself, turn their dreams into reality, called vision boards. So whether you've created one before or this is your first time, today's episode is going to give you everything you need to design your vision board that truly works for you. So if you were with us last time, we talked about why vision boards, and what the purpose of them, why they matter, and how to prepare to create a vision board. So if you didn't listen to that episode, be sure to click in the show notes, and we have the first episode there for you. But you can still start with this section as well. So today we're going to look at how we are building out our vision board. We're going to talk about, what's the right format to use, as well as how do you break down those categories. And then we're going to talk about making it work and the daily connection to the vision board that you're creating. So in the last episode, we gave you some of the insights on materials together as you're making a physical board or a digital board. So the physical board is ideal if you like to be hands-on, creative, and you want to really sit and ponder with what you're doing and play around with some art materials and whatnot. So you can do it in that form. We do have in our offices at Developing People Incorporated, we do have some sessions to help you if you want to come in community to do it. So we'll put that in the show notes as well of our next gathering, and you're welcome to come hang out with us and use some supplies to create your vision board. The physical board, you want to create it so that you can hang it in a visible place. So when you're seeing the vision, you write it down, you make it plain, and what happens is that ideas start to spur off, and then you'll see yourself actually doing it. And so in my office, I have past vision boards that I've created. I create one every year. I choose a word for the year. This year, oh my God, my word for the year this year is capacity. And so I've yet to create my vision board because it's so huge, number one, the idea. And so I'm going to be working on mine in the next couple of weeks. So when you come by the office, you may be doing it with me. And so the idea is that I want to unfold, what does that word really mean? And so once my vision board is created, I put them on the wall in a space that I'm going to be passing by them all the time. So in my office, you'll see some of my past ones: propel, create possibilities, and grow. And so those are things that I've manifested in my work, in my life, because one, it was plain, I could see it, but also it was something that I could remind myself, hey, you haven't worked on that yet. And so it was a reminder. The other way is you can create a digital board. So using Canva, using Pinterest, using Google Slides. And this is a great way if you're moving around a lot and you travel a lot and you want easy access to your vision board, then you can put it on your phone. And so the same way, if you did a paper one, you can take a picture of it, save it as your screenshot, and have it available to refer back to. So you're sitting in line and you glance down at your phone, your vision board is on there, and you're like, wow, I forgot about this. I haven't even started working towards that trip to the Dominican Republic. And so you're like, I need to schedule something. And so it jars your memory of what you want to do. And so those are the first two things. Choose the right format, whether it's physical or digital, and keeping it before you so you can refer back to it. So now let's break down the board into categories. Now, these are not like stuck in stone. These are just ideas, just to start to give you ideas of how you want to organize your board by life areas. Sometimes we do more than one board. Sometimes it's all on one. And so these are just some categories that you can start with to give you ideas. So the first category is career and entrepreneurship. So like I shared, I am a business owner, entrepreneur. I do work a full-time job as well. So I would want to ask myself, what are my dream jobs, or businesses that I want to work on or to do? Or what kind of work environment do I want? I remember one year in particular, I was ready for a career change. I wrote my goals out, which is one of our first steps we shared in the last episode. And one of my goals was to work a six-figure job, have a six-figure salary. So I set that as the vision and the idea. And then on my vision board, I put the things I like to do. I like to train. I like to teach. I like to be respected for what I bring to those environments. And so I had pictures of what it looked like for me in those environments. I distinctly remember one picture of me teaching a college class and me at the front of the room. I had so much joy and it was just exuding. And I was like, I want to feel like that every day. And so I put that picture on my board. And so those images of what do I want to look like in my spaces. So if I was working from home and my home office setup, the pretty white desk with everything is all clean, which is not my desk, by the way, but that's what I imagine my office space would look like. If I was at a networking event and I want to make connection with other people, maybe some pictures around socializing as well, or just having an inspiring workplace, training place for me to be in. And so under that career and entrepreneurship, if this was my board, those were some of the images that I would have. The second area is family and relationships. And so when I'm thinking about my vision, I'm always thinking about all of those I'm connected with. So my family is the first core connection. So how do I want to show up in our relationships? What kind of family moments do I want to create? Are we going to have game night? Are we going to be sitting around the table with food on the table, which is definitely one of our visions for our family, which happens often. And so you want to create those areas. And for some, I can say some people are visual, they need pictures, they need words. And so your vision board may be words that stand out to you, that bring that vision of what you want to have. So you can use all different forms. And then for me, like if it's quality time with my kids, what are we doing? Where are we going? Is it supporting them at their sports events? Is it date nights with my husband? Is it family vacations? So just having an idea of what I want to have in that particular category. The third one, which is always number one on my board every year, is health and well-being. What's your ideal self-care routines? Creating those images of what that looks like. I used to always have the goal, I want to lose, 50 pounds, and I want to do that. What I started changing it to is I want to feel good in my body. I want to have wellness. I want to have health. And so I would have a picture of what do those goals look like. I want to have good mental health, right? And so what do I need to have to bring calm into my environment? Is it physical? Is it mental health? Some examples of those kind of pictures would be healthy meals, maybe a yoga pose or a yoga mat, a workout routine. Maybe it's writing out what your morning routine is, what your evening routine is, and putting it on a little sticky note and putting it on your board. Maybe is peaceful nature spots that you want to go hiking on. So health and well-being is a pretty big area, but you have to drill it down to what it means for you. And then the fourth area is personal growth and spirituality. For me this year, one of my areas of personal growth is increasing the number of books that I read. So I follow on Goodreads and I have a reading goal. And I'll say, even though it's the beginning of the year, I've already read 4 books. And I say read, but I use Audible as well. But the point is, 4 books are completed because that was one of my goals that I had. And so as I'm reading and learning about what skills I want to learn, maybe you want to learn a new foreign language because you're going to take a trip to a different country. Maybe you want to learn a new skill, playing the guitar. Another goal I have this year is to travel by train. And so my idea is to be on the train, have my bag of goodies, a book to read, a craft to work on, a journal to write. And I'm sitting on the train, writing in my journal, looking out at the scenery, going to my destination, just like no cares in the world. And so I have that on my goals list. So that I definitely am going to be adding that. And then when I think about my spiritual goals, like how do I want to be in the world? How do I want to be with my family? How do I want to exhibit more grace, more love? And so those spiritual goals are really about my inner self and how I am settling down in my soul so that I can be a better human being. And so those are mind shifts. So what image would I have that shows or identifies that mind shift? Maybe it's a person that's has their finger on their chin and they're looking up in the air and there's a speech bubble above their head that has like thinking about others instead of self. And so all of those, you can create those images in some way. And if I was looking at my, books I want to read, maybe I have a bookshelf, maybe I have a meditation space or prayer journal. Any of those images would work to help me to manifest that area of personal growth and spirituality. And then a fifth area could be finances and lifestyle. What financial goals are you working towards? Maybe it's a dollar amount. Maybe it's a 6-figure salary. What experiences do you want to invest in? Where do you want to spend your time? So if you don't have to go to work and do all the things, what do you want to invest in? What people do you want to invest in? Do you want to have a small circle or a big circle, right? So you could have destinations you want to go to for travel. It could be your dream home or your car. It could be maybe this is not where I am anymore. Thank you, Lord. Maybe you want to have a family and start a family. So maybe it's a crib with a little baby and you're holding the baby in your arms because you're going to work on your health and you want to have a family this year. And so those are the things that you want to be able to create. Now, those are just 5 areas, actually 10, because each of them had 2. 10 areas or categories that you can use. The main thing about that is you want categories that actually represent what you want to do. So sometimes we have other people telling us you need to make sure you add this. Really, you don't. All you have to do is, again, go back to your 3 to 5 goals initially that you figured out, and then create the categories that are assigned to those goals, and then find the images that go with it. So simplify it. So sometimes it's overwhelming to think about all these things, but at the end of the day, it could be a Post-it note with your 3 goals on it that you leave in your wallet. So you see it every time you spend money. Here's the goals I have. Or it could be a picture that you put on the wall that reminds you of how you want to be. And so you get to choose and determine what that looks like. Now, the last part of this is that remember that dream, that vision only works when we work. So we want to make it work by having a daily connection and an action where we can remember that vision and bring it to fruition. So, our motto at Developing People is that we help you discover your dreams, your goals, and your ideas. We help you to develop them, and then we help you to launch it and bring it to fruition because every dream, goal, and idea is meant to be realized. And vision boards is one way that we can do that. So, placing your vision board for maximum effect, again, you want to hang it somewhere that you're going to see it daily. So, right now, look around you, think about if my vision board was in hand today, where would I put it? In my bedroom, behind my door, in my closet, maybe because I go in there to get dressed and I'm going to look up, see my vision board, and remember. Is it in your work space? Or is it on your phone that you're carrying with you all the time and you have it as your wallpaper on your phone? The more you see it, the more it stays top of mind. I love the verse, scripture verse, Habakkuk 2, where it talks about writing the vision, making it plain, so that those that see it or read it will run to it or help you fulfill it. If the vision is hidden, then how do you get it to manifest? You want to make it apparent, you want to see it, you want to remember about what things you put on there, and then you want to take action towards it, which is the second part of it. So rituals that to reinforce your vision are really, really simple. So you could in the morning, in your morning routine, you could take 5 minutes each morning to reflect on your board. Just look at it and say, wow, like this is the vision I have. And then think about what can I do to move towards that? Just because you looked at it, it's going to be with you all day. And so then what happens is that you see things that you may not have seen before, but because you saw it on your vision board, like walking in nature and taking a hike. So when you're out and about, you're going to be thinking about, oh, what clothes do I need to wear as a hike? What shoes should I get? Oh, I didn't know there was a hiking group. I should join that hiking group. And then conversations happen and you're like, that's one of my goals. I'm going to join you guys today because you have it at the forefront of your mind. The other way is using journaling. So writing affirmations based on your vision. So I am huge on affirmations because I really believe words create the worlds that we live in, be it the physical world or the world in our mind. So when I wake up in the morning, one of my goals is to be active. And active means like I stretch my body, I walk. It doesn't mean I ran a marathon yet, because one day I could do that. And so because of that, when I'm moving, I always laugh when I start back walking because I have many start overs or beginnings. And when I start back walking again, it's like my body says like, yes, she made it. Like finally we're getting moving. And so I had an affirmation I would say was that my body feels invigorated when I'm moving. And so if I'm sitting on the couch with my blanket eating popcorn or bonbons, like if I have that affirmation and I'm saying like, well, this like physical activity is not matching that affirmation. I'm going to put this down, put my shoes on, and I'm going to go walk for 5 minutes, right? Walk around the block and come back. And when I come back, what does my body feel? Invigorated. And so what do I remember? It felt good when I was walking. So I put it in my schedule and then I want to affirm it and do it again and again and again. And then I have my movement goals met, right? That's simple. The other one is having a monthly check-in. So review your progress and add or adjust your goals as needed. So I have a ritual of journaling daily, and so I can go back to see if I talked about my goals or the vision and met some of those and see where I am. Some months I like, go over the top and do all the things. Other months I don't hit it, but I get to start again. And so having that review of your progress lets you know I need to add a few more things because I maxed it, or maybe I need to adjust, and maybe instead of looking at 5 goals, I'm going to look at 2 goals. And so you can do that and create these rituals to reinforce it. The other one, which we've talked about, is taking those aligned actions for your goals. So take your big goal and then break it into small, actionable steps. So if my big goal is to clean out my garage, which that is a goal, then my small, actionable steps is to spend 2 hours on Saturday sorting through the boxes. That's the first step. So boxes get sorted, and then the next Saturday, I'm going to take those boxes and one of them will go to the Goodwill. So put it in the back of the car and haul it off to Goodwill. And then when I look over the whole month, I look at the progress I've made. Like, oh my God, we got rid of half of those boxes and we gave away so many things to Goodwill. And now we can park the car in the garage. Success, right? And so those little, small, actionable steps, breaking down the big goals, is what will get us there. So if you have a goal of writing a book, start by writing every day, longhanded for 2 pages. And then eventually, you'll have the pages for your book. And so set a goal, 500 words a week, which is really not that much. And then write a little bit every day. And then look at what every small step is progress towards those goals. Now, all of us get discouraged. So we also have to know how are we going to overcome the doubt and stay moving forward and stay motivated. This is why our vision board has to be visible. You want to revisit your why. Why did we start this in the first time? Why did I put that goal on my vision board? And you want to surround yourself with a community that supports your vision. So get with other people who are doing the same things, are working towards something, and then accept that all progress isn't linear, meaning it's not just going to go straight in a line and boom, you're at your goal. Trust the process of a little increment every single day. And then when you look back, you see how far you've come, and then you'll see how much closer you are to your goal. So we want to give you a challenge. So I want to challenge you to create and share your vision board. And when you have shared it, if you tag me on Instagram, we want to be able to be in community with you and celebrate that. So you can tag me on Instagram at Develop People. And then everyone that does that, I will see it, and then we'll talk about it in community and join in with you to celebrate you. So joining in a community by sharing your board and your top goals for 2025, we all are going to have success. And when you do that, what we will be sure to do is to highlight you in community and really applaud your work and your effort as you move forward. So think about this. Your dreams are valid and your vision is powerful. Keep believing, keep creating, and keep showing up for your future self. So that's what we're going to leave you with today. Be sure to subscribe, leave us a review, follow us for more episodes, and we're going to sign off and thank you for tuning in, and we'll talk to you next time. This episode of In the Background of Life with Kelly Ramsey is brought to you by the Possibilities Podcast platform.